When was the last time you shared a real conversation or a meal and felt your shoulders drop because you belong there?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Today we're looking at how lifelong social bonds may slow biological aging by reshaping how your genes, immune system, and stress pathways behave. I'm Ethan Foster, and we'll walk through what the research shows, why inflammation matters, and what steps you can take to rebuild connection in practical ways.
I'm Alara Sky. The study we're discussing analyzed 2,117 adults drawn from the long-running Midlife in the United States project. The average participant was 55, and the group included both healthy adults and people living with chronic conditions. Researchers tracked cumulative social advantage, or CSA, which reflects how supported you felt over your life from family, community, faith involvement, and ongoing emotional support.
The team then compared CSA against measures of biological aging using epigenetic clocks, specifically GrimAge and Dunedin-Bay-ACE, derived from blood and urine samples. Those with stronger, steadier social networks registered younger profiles on both clocks, indicating a slower pace of cellular aging. The pattern suggests your biology integrates decades of experience, not just your current social calendar.
Another layer here is inflammation. Researchers measured 8 biomarkers, including interleukin-6 and C-reactive protein, both linked to heart disease, diabetes, depression, and neurodegeneration when elevated. People with higher cumulative social advantage had lower IL-6 and CRP. In other words, the same bonds that lift your mood appear to quiet the chronic, low-grade inflammation that accelerates aging.
It's important to note what they didn't find. When they looked at neuroendocrine stress markers, cortisol and catecholamines such as adrenaline and norepinephrine, in overnight urine, the link to social advantage was not clear. That suggests your relationships may influence slower, deeper repair systems more than moment-to-moment stress hormone spikes.
The takeaway is straightforward. Consistent emotional support across your life is associated with slower epigenetic aging and lower inflammation. This is not about how many parties you attend. It's the depth and reliability of connection across family, neighborhood, and community. The earlier you build it, and the more steadily you maintain it, the stronger the biological signal appears to be.
There's also a nutrition angle when connection goes missing. In a separate analysis focusing on older adults, socially isolated people had lower intake of 5 key micronutrients: magnesium, potassium, vitamin B6, vitamin C, and folate. These deficits are not trivial. They undermine immune resilience, brain function, and energy metabolism, and can compound the inflammatory burden.
That helps explain why isolation can feel like fatigue and fog as much as loneliness. If you've been eating alone or skipping balanced meals, it becomes easier to default to low-variety choices. Over time, the deficits add up. Reversing that trend requires rebuilding both your social habits and your plate.
Here's where the article gets practical. First, reconnect with others to lower inflammation and slow aging. Commit to one small step this week. Call someone you haven't spoken to in a while, join a group, or say yes to a community class. Consistency matters more than intensity. Each intentional interaction signals safety to your system and shifts you toward repair.
Second, address nutrient gaps linked to loneliness. Rebuild your plate with foods that supply the shortfall: citrus and bell peppers for vitamin C, leafy greens for folate, bananas for potassium, pastured eggs for vitamin B6, and magnesium-rich foods like spinach. If your intake stays low, consider magnesium supplementation. Make these choices daily so your cells have what they need to restore balance.
Third, make eating social again. If you live alone, create at least one shared meal each week. Host a simple potluck, join a cooking club, or invite a neighbor to dinner. Shared food helps retrain your nervous system to associate mealtime with calm connection instead of stress or rush, and it reinforces the steady habits that stabilize inflammation.
Fourth, rebuild your daily rhythm to support cellular energy. Start mornings with sunlight and a walk outside. Pair movement with brief social contact, a greeting to a neighbor or a short chat at a cafe. In the evening, power down devices earlier and write a quick gratitude note that includes one person you appreciate. These simple anchors help recalibrate circadian timing and reinforce the message that you're supported.
Fifth, create a personal connection plan you can follow. Set small, trackable goals. Aim for 3 meaningful connections each week through a call, a shared meal, or a message that goes beyond small talk. Keep a short journal of your mood, energy, and sleep as you do this. Seeing change on paper strengthens your commitment and makes progress tangible.
If you're wondering where to start, return to the core finding. Cumulative social advantage adds up. You don't need to overhaul your life in a day. You need steady deposits. Family contact, community participation, faith involvement, if that fits you, and regular emotional support from friends. Each deposit pushes epigenetic clocks in a more favorable direction and leaves fewer sparks for inflammation to catch.
You can also use the biomarkers as motivation. Lower IL-6 and CRP correlate with better outcomes across multiple systems, from your heart to your brain. While you may not measure them directly, you can feel the behavioral inputs that move them. Regular connection, balanced meals that restore key nutrients, and a daily rhythm that aligns with daylight and rest.
Let's close with a challenge you can act on right now. Over the next 7 days, schedule 3 meaningful points of contact, plan at least 1 shared meal, and rebuild your plate with citrus or bell peppers, leafy greens, bananas, pastured eggs, and spinach. If evenings feel scattered, shut down devices 30 minutes earlier and write 1 gratitude line that names someone you value.
Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.